This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Welcome to Community Close-Up. I'm your host, Sharen Skelly, and today's guest is Ashley Trusler. And Ashley is the Community Outreach Coordinator for the Meaford Public Library. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
The last time I had guests on from the Meaford Public Library, they were just packing up boxes and they were planning to move into the library. So I don't even think there were books on the shelves yet. So we've got a lot to talk about. I mean, there was no programming set yet. There weren't even books on the shelves. They were just in boxes. And I think they were packing up the trucks that weekend and moving that weekend. And from what I understand, it was a special moving company that was specializing in library moves. They weren't just people with, beer and pizza and a van. So it was a very specialized moving company. So do you know how the move went?
Yeah, it went fantastic. As you said, we had some movers that were specialized in moving library materials. So they're very familiar with all the books and how labor intensive that is and how heavy they are. They moved all the books over for us. And then the staff went through, we cleaned everything. We got all the books organized properly, how we wanted them on the shelves. And it was fantastic. It was one, we like to look at it as a positive that COVID allowed us to have some extra time with all the closures that were happening. So it was a perfect time for us to prepare our collection. We RFID tagged everything and have it all moved to the new location. So yeah, it was fantastic.
Yes, I imagine there was a positive that came out of COVID. You didn't have any pressure to do the move, and it must have been something exciting for people that are in the library industry to actually open up a new library, to put old books on a brand new shelf. It'd be like opening up a new school. It'd be exciting.
It was very exciting, and I was lucky enough to be for the staff at that time, so it was fantastic. And everyone was super excited to be part of this groundbreaking new library here in Meaford. So it was fantastic.
And I imagine the people that were involved would be able to be a resource to other people and to other staff that are doing that, opening up new libraries. They could give suggestions, things that worked, didn't work, that sort of thing. Be a resource to people if they are opening up new libraries. I don't know how many are, but I imagine there are.
We've had a few people reach out with different our security tagging, like the RFID tags and stuff that we have in the book. So we've had a few people reach out interested in adding that to their library. There's been several different groups so far already that have reached out to us. So and we're happy to share.
Isn't that interesting? And the other day, my granddaughter had gone to the library and come home with a brand new book, something that she had. It's a book that the kids are all raving about at daycare. And I looked at it and I thought, gee, a lot of work went into this one book, just putting it on a shelf at a library. You have that plastic that goes on it. And I didn't realize, but that security tag, all that work that just comes from getting a book into a library and to putting it on the shelf. We don't realize that.
There's a lot of different steps, from purchase suggestions from patrons to books that we supply and we add to our collection, to having them covered, barcoded, cataloged. Everything, even the new stickers that go on them, and then even sort of the marketing that we do to advertise that we have these new books in our collection. So there is quite a bit of work that goes into every single book and item that we have, and it's a real labor of love.
And who does all of that? Is it actually the library staff, or do you have volunteers that do any of that?
A lot of it is through staff, but we are very lucky to have a wonderful group of ladies, for instance, who come in and do the covering of a lot of our books. So they have a little afternoon and they will cover quite a few books, probably 50, 60, depending how many we have at a time. And it's a great little afternoon for them, and they supply us with a great service. So they can come in and do that for us. So we have, that's I think pretty much all that we have specifically in regards to getting the books ready for the shelves. But we do have lots of volunteers that do shelving and go through our collection, make sure things are in order. Some of them pull some holds for us and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. There's a great team of volunteers that we have.
I wondered about that. Well, I've looked at your website. It's amazing. You have the greatest website. And it talks about all of the things that your library offers, all the programming, just about everything.
Yeah.
And one of the things, well, there's so many things on the website, children's programming, adult programming, teen programming. Is there anything that you want to talk about in particular?
Well, I have a couple things, depending where we are in March break at the time, but we have lots of fantastic things coming up for March break. So I'll just cover a couple of those later in the week that will be happening. We have Juggling the Notes with a local author, Will Henry. He's a musician as well, and he's going to be discussing his book. So that's going to be a fantastic event for anyone, I'd say about 16 and up, interested in that. He will also have his books available to sell or to purchase, at the event as well. We have a children's author, Ed Powell, coming on the Friday. So he will be here to discuss his book, Wallaboo. So those are some fun things for the end of March break coming up. And in April, we're super excited for several events that we're going to have. We're going to have a full month of arts and crafts is sort of the goal. And we're going to be starting it off with a local professional painter here in Meaford named Kelsey Lowe's. And she's going to be hosting a couple different painting sessions. The first one is on Sunday, April 3rd at 12. And you can come in and you can meet Kelsey and you'll have a little guided painting session with her. So we're so excited to have this happening. So you guys can register at the library. It will be $10 to join this event, but you're going to walk away with some knowledge from Kelsey, as well as your own painting to take home with you. We're also on April 9th in the afternoon, we're going to have local author Bruce Ross coming, and he's going to discuss his new book called Breaking Free of Depression's Grip. So this should be a very relevant discussion, especially for our times right now. Breaking out of lockdowns and all the different effects that the last couple of years of COVID have had on everyone. And
now, Ashley, will that be more appropriate could it be for teens or?
I think his book is sort of aimed at an older audience, but I think someone sort of 16 and up, I think would also it would be relevant for them if that was something that they would be interested in. Yeah, for sure. Coming up on April 20th, we have our National Canadian Film Day. So this will feature 2 films throughout the day. We'll have one for children, one for adults. And National Canadian Film Day, for anyone unsure of this, is a massive one-day coast-to-coast-to-coast celebration of Canadian cinema. And we're pleased to have 2 films, like I said, here at the library on that day. And yeah, we're going to have, again, throughout the month of April, we're going to have lots of different, I'm hoping to have weekly adult crafts. So I think we're going to do a little bit of macrame and a few other fun things like that. And then the children's, we have Earth Day and Easter coming up. So we'll definitely have a lot of fun crafts and activities for creating and things like that for children.
Right. Now, your library is more than books, right? You don't just go to the library to get a book. And I saw that you have, it's the Library of Things is what I saw on the website. Can you explain that?
So we call it the Library of Things simply because it is full of many different things. And as we like to say here, many other libraries have sort of transitioned to this as well, but we are so much more than just books. So yes, of course, we have your standard books, we have your magazines, your movies, we have the programs, the events that you can look forward to, but we also have Library of Things. And so in this, we have one of the most popular items here is our high-speed readers that we have. We have 12 of those, generously provided to us by the Rotary Club of Meaford. And you can come in, you can borrow one with your card, and you can have high-speed internet anywhere. So this is great for people who have homeschooling, or if you're having your kids at home because of COVID right now, we've seen a great increase because of that. If you're just new to the area, or if you're a seasonal resident and you don't have any internet, you can definitely borrow one of these with your card. So that's one of our most popular items. We also have snowshoes, so that's fantastic for the winter months. Come in, we've got, they range from, it goes by weight, so they are from 50 pounds up to, I believe it's 260. So you can have a full family go out and snowshoeing. Again, just borrow with your library card. Some other fun things that we have in there: puzzles, ukuleles, Chromebooks, pickleball kits, We've got some play activity kits for kids. So it's basically like a backpack that comes with several different activities that you can do together with your children at home. Pedometers, fishing poles, and something new that we've just added are day parking passes for Grey Sauble Conservation and Ontario Parks. So you can come in, get a parking pass if you know you're going to one of those locations, hang it in your window, and you've got a free day of parking.
Well, Ashley, those are wonderful. Who thought of the day passes? I mean, really, that was so generous, and it's a wonderful idea. But who thought of it?
I am not exactly sure, but I believe it was through the government, I believe, who is providing it to libraries. And we are lucky to have a couple of those, so we can provide those to all our patrons. Yeah, it's fantastic.
It is. It's a great idea, and I'm glad that you shared that, because I would never have thought of the library being a resource to go get one. And
yeah,
I'm glad that you mentioned it, because, and I saw that on the website, and I was blown away when I saw that. Now, when I will say the previous library wasn't that accessible. I mean, people managed, but it was not that easy. Now, the new library is really accessible. Can you tell us about that?
We are fully 100% accessible in this building. That was the main reason for the transition to this new facility. With government regulations that would be coming in, we would have to be fully accessible to remain open. So we are so thrilled. There is not one step in this library. So if you previously in our old library, if anyone can recall from there, we had our children's section in the basement. And if you were on crutches, if you had a wheelchair, if you had a stroller, it was inaccessible. So we are so happy now to have everyone be able to come into the junior section. You can go into the teen section. You can go into any section in the library, and it's fully accessible. We also have our main circulation desk, has 2 different levels. So we have one that's sort of higher level for the adults, one that's lower for the children, so they can be eye level with you while they're checking out their books. So it's a much more friendly transaction with the children. We have Braille on all our signs. We have fully accessible washrooms, including one with an adult change table. So we are one of the only, we're the only place in town that has one of those. So that is excellent. And we also have, just for this fantastic new facility, is so bright. We have full, huge windows here, and it's just not as dark and dreary as the past library. So we have a beautiful reading area here as well. Again, accessible for everyone there, and just big, bright, beautiful windows everywhere.
It just makes it an easy place to be, and it makes it a wonderful experience to go there and enjoy getting a book or a set of snowshoes, but whatever you're doing there. And I remember them telling me there was an outdoor space.
There is, yes.
Tell us about that.
So we have, we have a parkette that goes out of one of the entrances to the library. It goes right out onto a beautiful parkette. It's full of local trees and plants, and as well as pollinator-friendly plants. So that's excellent for all our bees and other bugs in the summertime. So we can't wait to have that space being used again in the summertime, especially when we can get out in the nice warm weather. We have picnic tables, as well as sort of I forget what they're called, patio sort of style tables and chairs. So you're welcome to borrow a book, then sit outside in the beautiful sunshine. We also have a gas fireplace that we're happy to say is operational. So we're welcoming people to come, and you can have that on. You can sit around there, have a little social time out in that space. And yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful area. So we're hoping as well to also have some programs in that space. And yeah, it's just fantastic to have a nice green area right off of the library.
Mm-hmm. And that would be a nice place to, like you say, have programming, but it just it improves the mood. How has COVID affected your facility, your programming, just everything in general?
In general, similar to a lot of places right now that have been experiencing it, like originally we were closed. We weren't sure what was happening at the beginning of this pandemic. We switched then to curbside. So we would meet people outside of the old library building and give them their items. And then we proceeded moving to our new place. So as I said, COVID was a great benefit at that time. But even in our new space, we've continued with curbside at times, and that has allowed us to continue to provide service to our community. Even if we couldn't remain open physically, having people inside, we could still provide that service that way. A lot of our programming did switch to virtual and online, so that was a big switch. Excuse me. Our Storytime, which is one of our very popular events that we have for children every week, we had to switch that completely online. So we started doing that on Facebook Live. So every Wednesday at 10:30, we would have Heather Ann and Lloyd, and you could join in virtually that way. And so we were able to continue, and we're very happy to say that we had lots of people attending and watching. And even if you couldn't watch it right at 10:30, you were able to tune in on a Saturday and watch the video there as well, because we still had it online. Yeah, and a lot of our other events, we had authors. Instead of having them be able to physically be here, we would do that through Zoom. And just sort of switching up a lot of things that we used to do in person to have it happen in a different way. Craft bags that used to be, or crafts that used to be available after story time, we made those grab and go, so people could just get them and take them home with them. We had a lot of adults crafts that we did that way as well. So basically people could just come into the entranceway and you could just grab your craft, take it with you, and you can still participate and do a lot of library activities, even though we couldn't have everyone here in person. But as of March 1st, capacity limits have been lifted, and we're so excited now, especially coming into March break, that we can welcome back into the library, and we can starting to have all of our in-person events back and get that programming and being able to enjoy our beautiful new space again with everyone.
Mm-hmm. And the spring will be here soon. Everybody's saying that. We're so excited, and you'll be able to use the outdoor space too. Oh,
yeah, it's going to be lovely.
Yes. Now, how does someone become a member of the library, and who can become a member of the library?
So we are very fortunate. We have no non-member fees. So no non-resident fees. So if you if you're from the moon, we like to say, you're welcome to have a card. All you need to do is just show us some photo ID and something with your current address on it. So that could be a driver's license for most people, covers both of those. But it could also be a piece of mail, a lease that you have. And that's all we need to sign you up. So yeah, anyone in the world is welcome to come here, show us those 2 pieces of ID, and we're welcome you into our library. And then everything from our books to our magazines, all that stuff, plus all the library of things, everything is free.
So you don't have to live in Meaford?
You do not. Nope, we have lots of people from different areas of the world, let alone, different cities and towns locally here nearby. Lots of seasonal residents that come up and use the area, just stay in the summer, and yeah, everyone is welcome here.
Yeah. And do you take volunteers? You mentioned that there was ladies that did the work on covering the books, so you must have volunteers. And how do you become a volunteer?
So we have a little volunteer booklet that we have available at the main circulation desk. If anyone is interested in volunteering, they can come in. Usually they just take that home with them, fill it out and bring it back. And then we'll see where we are, if we're in need of anyone at the time, or if we just need to keep your information for later if a spot opens up. But we absolutely love our volunteers, and we love everyone who is so happy to be helping out at the library. And yeah, it's fantastic, the great community that we have.
What about co-op students? Do you take co-op students?
I think we have in the past. We do have a summer student position that is open. I believe it's still open at the moment. It might be closing shortly. But yeah, so there's opportunities for students as well. And even student volunteers. Students are welcome to volunteer as well, because I know a lot of students need those. I believe they still need those 40 hours of volunteer time. So we do have some teen volunteers right now. So definitely anyone who's interested in that, yeah, we are a great place to come and get those community hours.
Now, libraries and, well, everything needs money. Do you do fundraising? Do you take donations? How do you raise money? Because, of course, you need books, you need all kinds of things for the library. How do you raise money?
So we're just coming off of our big fundraising event for this new facility, which was run by the previous person in my position, who I'm just taking over for her mat leave right now. So I'm not sure of all the details specifically on that, but heading forwards, we're hoping, well, we have our net shed in town here, which I'm sure many local people are familiar with. It's down by the harbor here in Meaford, and it is run by the Friends of the Meaford Library. So they will take the used books, items like that we aren't able to take here at the library, and they will sell them there. So it's a fantastic place if you're looking for a read in the summertime.
Could you repeat that then? What is it?
It's called the Net Shed.
Net Shed.
Yeah, it's down by the harbor, and I believe it's actually an old building that they used to use to make nets, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Interesting. Only in Meaford. And yeah, so it's run by the Friends of the Meaford Library, and then the proceeds that they get from selling all of those used books come back to the library. So that is something that is an ongoing source of income for us. And a couple, what was the other one? The Harry Potter event that we had previously run, which hasn't been able to happen because of COVID. We're hoping to have that again this year. We're really excited, and we're really hoping everything is on track.
What is this Harry Potter event?
Harry Potter event. So we basically transformed the library for a day into Hogwarts. So you can come in, you can, in the past, we have had sort of potions class, so you can make a potion, wand making, there's been treats, lots of fun different events. So we're hoping to have that again this year. And that would be all by donation. So people could, if they wanted to make a potion, there'd be a small donation for that. And it was fantastic in the years past. Lots of people dressed up, and the characters and the outfits, and a full fun family activity. So we're really excited to have that again this year. And yeah, so those are a couple of ways that we work on getting some funding at the library.
Sounds good. Now, if someone wanted just to donate some money to the library, how could they do that?
Yeah, they can definitely do that. The best way would be to come in to speak with us at the library here, but we take checks. And yeah, we would absolutely love to have anyone if they're interested in making a donation. I believe you can also donate through the Friends of the Meaford Library as well, and they do have information on their website.
So Friends of the Meaford Library has a website. Now, about your website, it's just the meafordlibrary.ca, right?
It is meaford.ca/library.
Okay, and you have Facebook and Twitter and all those things too, don't you?
We do, yeah. We're on Facebook and Instagram. We use those very frequently, and then we do also use Twitter as well. So we're definitely on social media. We do post about all of our events and activities, and we like to do some fun reels that we've been starting to do. So those are really great ways to see the fun and quirky side of the library and all the librarians.
Oh, that would be good to see. What's the public response been to your new library? How have the public responded to seeing this new library and all the accessibility features and the outdoor features? What have they said about it?
We've gotten so much positive feedback and so much excitement from the community for this great space. And I think one of the hugest benefits is everyone seeing the different roles and services and things that we provide here at the library. Like I said, we're so much more than books.
Yeah.
If your printer breaks down, we have a printer you can use. If you don't own a computer and you need to fill out an online form, we have public computers you can use for free. You don't have to have a card to use those. So I think people just being able to see everything. And another fun feature is the fact that we're all on one floor now being accessible. And I think everyone being able to see the children and the children's activities, as well as the teens and how the teens use our space. And I think everyone just being in one space, one floor, and being able to see how all the different aspects of the library are used, I think has been a great feature of our new facility, and something that I think the public has really enjoyed seeing.
Yeah, it really does bring the community together.
It does. We are definitely a community hub here, we like to say, where we do lots of everything. We provide support and services and resources for so many different people.
Yeah, I saw that you do provide a lot of community resources in the library.
Yeah. So another thing actually that we have running right now that is a very popular, much needed resource in our community is CVITP. So that's a community volunteer income tax program. So anyone with a modest, simple income can come in and make an appointment here at the library. We have fantastic volunteers who will do your taxes for free. So definitely a much needed service here. So it runs until the end of April. So if anyone would like to get their taxes done, they can give the library a call and we can get you booked in for an appointment.
So just call the library, or can you, did you say you could book it online, or you just have to?
No, you call the library, or if you did want to send an email, you can send it personally to me, Trusler@meaford.ca, and definitely then I can book you through email, or if you want to give us directly a phone call, 519-538-3500, and then I can get you booked in. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And there's one other thing I read on the website was Grey County Reads is I guess it would be an event that's happening. Can you tell us about that?
Grey County Reads, so that's several different libraries that have come together to have a little, not quite a competition, but you basically will vote for your favorite books. You can go on daily and vote, and the winners will get a bunch of books for their community. So it's a fun way to learn about other different libraries, as well as to learn about these books that are being showcased, and just another fun community event with a bunch of libraries involved. Yeah.
And yeah, I just have to go on your website and see the list of books, and then you can, I saw that and I thought, wow, that's a good idea too. It encourages people to read the books, and so we hope they read the books and don't just so I guess we'd be remiss, Ashley, if was there anything else you wanted to mention?
No, I think we've covered quite a bit. Yeah.
But we'd be remiss if we didn't mention International Women's Day. We're taping this show on International Women's Day, and the theme this year is Break the Bias. But I just wanted to mention, we often promote local businesses, independent businesses, and Ashley has her own business. She is the Sunshine Mama, for people that don't know. And I and many of my friends are she's a local vendor, and we promote her business because we shop there regularly. She sells natural products. She creates them and sells them, and I wouldn't be I never go without her vanilla bean lip balm and her lemon lavender lip balm. She is she does things that are environmentally friendly, very little packaging. They're very natural. They're good for the environment. So Ashley not only works full time, she is or I think she's full time there, a mother. She has a business. Yeah. She is what we celebrate on International Women's Day. So it's perfect that she's my guest today, and she is what we celebrate on International Women's Day, a woman that has a job, she's a mother, and she is what we celebrate. So thank you for being my guest here today, Ashley, and representing women, young women who are hardworking, and that's what we fight for, women like you, and women's rights. So thank you very much for being our guest, and join us again here on Community Close Up here on Rogers TV. See you again. Bye for now.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hello everyone, your host Antoine Hashim here on the couch, and welcome to season 8. Yay! 8 seasons, and we've got a lot of awesome guests coming up, so keep watching.
Calling all journalism students. Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
I am very grateful